Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. We are back from Tennessee, Knoxville, Tennessee to be exact. A lot of fun baseball was had. Sean played really well, had an amazing diving catch. If you follow my Instagram, I'm probably going to post it there along with Twitter and things like that. So I don't even know what my Instagram handle is. Maybe I'll have it edited in at the bottom. I think it's like at Nintendo Ultra 64 or something like that. I don't know, but I know a lot of you already follow it, so yeah, you can probably see the highlights there. But yeah, we're back from Knoxville, Tennessee. As you saw from the previous video, we did a lot of game hunting down there, a lot of places to go. It was pretty awesome. Didn't get to go to all the places I wanted to go because some were a little further out from where we were staying, and it was kind of like already doing so much driving. And in fact, I ran over a nail or a screw on the way down, so I had to fix a tire while I was down there too. So I just did not want to do any extra driving that I didn't have to. Went to all the game stores in and around town, plus all the baseball we had to do. Even stopped by Buc-ee's. First time ever going to Buc-ee's. Delicious brisket, and they had Big Red soda, which you used to be able to get in Virginia, but you can't get it anymore. So whenever I drive down south, I always look at the convenience store, supermarket, see if I can get some Big Red to bring home. I didn't find any like cans or bottles there, but Buc-ee's luckily came through and had it on tap. So I got and I don't normally get extra large sodas, but I got an extra large just so I could have my fill of Big Red, since who knows the next time I'm ever going to get it again. But you didn't come here for me waxing poetically on Big Red soda. You came here to see the hall. And it's a pretty decent hall, mostly N64 games. There's nothing exciting here. So no Pokemon Stadium 2, nothing of that kind of caliber there. This is like filling in holes. But I will start out with the one GameCube game I picked up just because it's a game. I love the soundtrack on it, but also it's one of my favorite baseball games of all time. And that is EA Sports MVP Baseball 2005. It was funny, in this era of video game sports, the 2K games were dominating baseball, and EA with Madden was dominating football. I always felt like it needed to be switched. I always felt like the MVP series was a better baseball game than the 2K series at that time, and then I felt 2K football was better than Madden. So I was on that weird end of the spectrum to where I liked the lesser successful version of a sports series. But yeah, picked this up, got my boy Manny Ramirez on the cover. I haven't played it yet. I was meaning to. I got the GameCube over there. I'm probably going to play it classically on the CRTV because my Japanese GameCube is the one hooked up to the TV, and honestly I'm kind of lazy, don't feel like moving that over to there, but we'll see. Maybe I'll play some on the big TV, because I thought about maybe once I get a few practice games in, I might like do a full season and stream this. I've been like thinking about it, so I'm gonna get back into using it because I don't want to like start streaming like a season and get my ass handed to me by the Yankees right off the bat, because I haven't played this game in 20 years basically. God, I'm so old. But pick this bad boy up, and it is complete in box. Manual's not in the best shape, but that's alright. Got our game here, so there you go. And now we move on to the N64 games. Like I said, nothing super special here as far as like rare finds or anything like that. Just some ones to fill in. And with these 8 games that we picked up, we are now at 196 of 296. So we got 100 games to go now. Let me just double check that on my list real quick to be sure, because I'm pretty sure when I entered everything in, it was at the 196 mark. So let's just pull up my Google Doc here. No, I'm sorry. We are at 190 of 296. There we go. 190 of 296. So we're almost 100 away from a complete collection. We're almost to 200, because I remember previous video I said before the fall I'd like to get up to 200 games. So we only have 96 to go. And so, well, without further ado, let's get into them. And these are in really no particular order. Xena, the Warrior Princess. Now, this game closes out X's for me in the alphabet, and that wasn't hard considering this is the only X game on the N64, at least the only X game on the American N64. There might be European ones or Japanese exclusive ones. I don't know. But it's made by Titus, and they famously did the Superman game. So I don't have a lot of hopes that this is going to be a very good game. But like I said, once I get my full complete collection done, I do plan on playing every single game, at least for like 15, 20 minutes. So that way I can be one of those people who says, hey, I've played every single N64 game, or at least every single US N64 game. But Xena Warrior Princess by Titus. Next up, we've got Virtual Pool with pool written on top. I'll never understand people writing games. I know I get little kids writing their names on the game, and thankfully this person, when they wrote pool, they wrote it on the top plastic, so that's going to get covered up with a label, obviously. But yeah, this is like a series of game that as a kid I enjoyed, like pool, casino games, more on that later, card games, pinball, just kind of one of those things. Like as a kid you enjoy playing those because you can't buy your own pinball machine, you can't buy your own pool table and stuff like that. But as an adult, which I feel these games are kind of geared towards older people who can go to pool halls, who can drive themselves to arcade and play pinball, I've never understood them. Like maybe like on your Windows, as a game download on your Windows PC, you can play some solitaire, play some pool, get that space pinball game. That makes sense. But to buy like a $50, $60 cartridge that you only play Virtual Pool on doesn't make much sense to me. But it's done by Crave. They've done some good games on the N64. It'll be interesting to check out. I guarantee it's going to be like every other pool game. You line the stick up. It gives you a little dotted line so you can angle your shot and you shoot it in the hole. And you can be a much better virtual pool player than you probably ever will be in real life. Next up is a game I've heard of, never played before. The cover looks very interesting, but Dark Rift. Got like a goblin-looking dude on the cover with a giant battle axe battling some sort of humanoid knight that is blocked by the T for teen. The ESRB. I mean, I kind of get it. Like, you can just, like, right there on this cart or on this case, you can just put it right down there. It doesn't really take away from any of the art. But man, when I don't get the point of slapping it on the cart. Yes, I did buy this secondhand with no box. But at that point, secondhand games, I mean, come on now. I get it. Big time retailers want to protect themselves from selling like a mature game to a little kid, but when you're a secondhand store, I mean, GameStop has the clout to be like, oh no, you can't buy that. In fact, I don't think these carts were on the shelves anyways for GameStop when they were used. I don't think you could just pick them off the shelves, because GameStop has always been big about the discs being behind the drawer. I'm sure the carts were too. I don't know if I ever bought an N64 game used from GameStop. I don't think I did, actually, now that I think of it. But yeah, so blocking some of the game art. I really wish the ESRB things were not on the cart, or much smaller, so they didn't take away from this small little real estate on there anyways. But there we go. Dark Rift. And then, like I said, we get back to casino games. There. Now we're with Golden Nugget. And this is made by Electronic Arts, so it might be decent. We have dice, we have chips on there, so I'm assuming we're getting craps, we're getting pokers, we're getting blackjacks. Probably roulette as well for this game. And at least, like, unlike pool, where you just play pool, where I'm sure you just have 8 ball and 9 ball to play, at least this you're going to get some value out of it, like by the different casino games and whatnot. But again, it's just one of those things. It's like, why would you spend $50 on this? Why would I spend $10 on it getting it secondhand for my collection? But like I said, for my collection, kind of thing like that. But it'll be worth a tryout. Might be fun. I remember playing my Aunt Becky. She had one of those like casino, I think it might have been Caesar's Palace for the NES back in the day. I used to love that as a kid. Didn't quite understand what I was doing gambling like that because I was so little, but it was still fun. So this might be one of those games as well. All right, moving into some nitty-gritty stuff. First up, this is a game I wanted back in the day. I don't even remember anything about it, but Hexen. I just remember like the previews, the box art, everything like that. Really captivated teenage Josh, who was into metal and Korn and Limp Bizkit and all kinds of things that Hexen, the artwork and everything, looks like it's trying to represent. So yeah. In fact, I think with the exception of this bad boy right here, I don't think I've played any of these games before that are now in my collection. Oh, one. I've played one of them that are now in my collection. So just kind of an interesting haul I got in. Just a bunch of games I've never played before. So feel free if you want to comment and tell me how good, bad, awesome, how much you like or dislike some of these games are. Feel free to let me know in the comments below. I always like hearing people's opinions on some of these games I pick up that I've heard of but never played, kind of thing like that. But there we go. That's Hexen right there. And this one, I'm actually surprised because mostly it's near the top of my checklist, but I haven't picked up yet. Just always eluded me, and it's not a rare game. I think I paid less than $10 for this, but Aero Gauge right there. I assume it's a futuristic F-Zero style racer. But yeah, this is one of those games I've just kind of like, I've always seen but never picked up, and I can't explain why. I mean, it's got really cool box art and everything like that. It's going to sit well on the shelf. Probably won't be out in front because it looks like Batman Begins is there, so B's are next to the numbers, but we'll see because I'm obviously going to have to do some rearranging there to get everything on the shelf. But yeah, again, I just surprised I haven't gotten before. In fact, when I saw it, I had to double check my list because I always come across it, and I thought I had bought it before. And I swear to God, if when I go to rearrange this or go to put the sticker on, and Aero Gauge is already in my collection, I'm going to be really pissed off at myself, but I don't think it is. I think it's a game that I've yet to pick up. Next up is a Midway game, so it's probably got at least some arcadey fun to it, because at least with Midway, you'd have a little bit of fun with the games. The fun might not last for a while, but you're going to have a little bit of fun. And this is Biofreaks. Another game I remember from my youth. Never played it, but I remember it. Like, it's one of those things when this is not the first time I've seen it since I was young. I've seen it a couple times, like for sale online and at a couple different cons and swap meets and things like that. It's just one of those games where it's like you see it and you're like, oh yeah, I remember that game from back in the day. Did I play it? No. Do I know anybody who played it? No, I do not. But just one of those games from back in the day. And like I said, it's by Midway. So at the very least, there's going to be some sort of entertainment value to the game, because Midway might not have been at the top level of making like great games. But generally speaking, I don't know if I've ever played a Midway game where I at least didn't enjoy myself for 15-20 minutes. Might not have had the longevity or like the staying power to keep me playing or make me want to buy it after a rental. But generally speaking, Midway games were fun for a little bit. All right, and the last game up of the haul, again, don't expect anything big. It's the one Nintendo 64 game in this haul that I've actually played, and that is NHL Breakaway 99. This concludes my EA Sports, or I'm sorry, this is Acclaim Sports. I think this concludes my Acclaim Sports collection. I have not played this game. I was thinking of NHL, the EA NHL series, so I've not played this game. So I've not played any of the N64 games that I picked up on this haul. Part of the Acclaim Sports games. The only Acclaim Sports games I played back in the day, I had whatever the first quarterback club was for the N64, which I think was 99, maybe 98. I think all of them had Brett Favre on the cover, but I had Brett Favre on the cover, and I picked that over Madden simply because it had the NFL license. I was like, it is the late 90s. Every sports game has the NFL license. Madden has the NFL license. Why does Madden 64 not have the NFL team licenses? It just has the NFLPA license, which makes no sense to me at all. I'm going to have to look that up and figure that out for myself. But no, NHL Breakaway. And I think this is the last Acclaim Sports title I need, because I know I have all the quarterback clubs. I've got all the I might be missing a baseball game. I think I have all the baseball games. I think I have all their basketball games. So yeah, this would be the last one. And, I've said this before. I miss this era of sports video games where anybody could get the license. Like now, if you want to play an NBA game, it's NBA 2K. If you want to play an NFL game, it's Madden. If you want to play a baseball game, it's the show. There's no competition for them. Madden has been like the same game for almost the last 20 years, just better graphics, it seems. I don't play the 2K games, but from what I understand, diminishing returns on those. The only sports franchise game that seems to the fans are excited every year and something new is MLB The Show. So at least they're innovating. But yeah, I do miss this era of sports games where, we had Acclaim, Konami, EA, 2K, which was Sega at the time. I'm sure a lot of others that that made sports games. Well, Nintendo, they were making basketball and baseball games at the time, and almost had a football game for the GameCube. And so it's just one of those things. It's just like, I miss this era where we had different sports styles to go to. You didn't have to buy Madden for the NFL. You didn't have to buy 2K for basketball. You didn't have to buy the show for baseball. You had your choices in games. So I do miss that. But yeah, so that's what we're going to end it with. I think that's Sergei Fedorov on the cover, 19 for the Red Wings. Pretty sure that's Fedorov. Could be wrong. That entire Detroit team were all Russians, basically. That's why they were called the Big Red Machine, other than, just being red. But yeah, we're going to end it on that haul. So yeah, we got a total of 8 GameCube games. 8 N64 games. We got a GameCube game in that haul. I did, if you see the video, I did look through a couple Super Nintendo and Sega games. Nothing that really stood out at me. I'm really trying to focus in on the N64 collection before I start picking up SNES games. Plus, I own a lot of the SNES games that I really loved as a kid. So when I want to play them, I can just pop them in the SNES over there. GameCube, kind of doing the same thing. Just as I see inexpensive ones that I liked from my youth, I grab. But the focus is on the N64 games, as you see that I have 8 of them here. So that's the haul. As I always do at every haul, I pick out my favorite. It's hands down going to be the one thing that I'm not collecting an entire set for, is EA Sports MVP Baseball 2005 with your boy Manny being Manny on that cover. Just to go through so you can pick your selections, there's NHL Breakaway, Biofreaks, Aero Gauge, Hexen, The Golden Nugget, Dark Rift, Virtual Pool, and Xena Warrior Princess. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite game was. And just a hint for next week, we got another haul video. So you can't zoom in. We've got a Surugaya package coming at you. So that's coming next week once I open that, film it, and edit it. In fact, because I want to get into this box, I'm probably going to be wearing the same clothes for that haul, because I'm probably going to film it right now. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you in the next video, which may or may not be this haul video. I might do something in between. I've written a couple scripts for stuff I want to talk about, so I'm not sure if we're going to have a break between haul videos, so we're just going to go right back into them. But thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye now.